Welcome to week 6 of Webster Art Summer Camp. Today we're going to do pinch pots and working with some Model Magic clay. You can use any clay you want. In this kit you have 6 packets, yellow, blue, and red. Those are the primary colors, and they can make all the other colors. You also have 2 whites and a black. What we're going to do is make a pinch pot. You can make lots of different things with clay. You can make lots of different sculptures. You can make lots of shapes. A pinch pot is the simplest pot. Here's an example of a pinch pot. These are the kinds of pots that you don't need a potter's wheel for. You can just make them with your hands. These were made by actual digging up the clay and then firing it in a big pit. And if you're interested in how you make pots in a pit, you can look that up on YouTube. There's lots of videos. These are the way that Native American people and people all over the world, until we had industry, would make pots. This one has coils on it, and we're going to do a coil pot and a pinch pot. When you use different tools for working with clay. They can be simple tools. They can be a fork, a little stick. This one has a point on it. You can use a knife for cutting it. Anything you have around the house that it's okay to use with clay. You can use a paper clip, open up a paper clip, and to mark it, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, set those aside. First thing we need to do is, let's open up some clay. Now, the clay in your kit is very soft and it will air dry. If you keep it in a container, it'll always stay soft and you can play with it again. If you want to keep your sculpture or your pot, you just let it air dry. You have a sheet in your kit that talks about different ways of using your clay. There's also an instruction sheet in your box. First thing we want to talk about is how colors mix. So you only have 3 colors in white and black, but this can give you any color. So it's just a reminder, if you take a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow and mix them up, and mix them up really hard. You can either let it continue to swirl, or if you can continue to mix it, you get an orange. Take a little bit of red and a little bit of blue, and you know this, you get a purple. Mix it really hard, and you have to have equal amounts, unless you want it to be more of a violet. Blue or more red. See how we're getting the purple? Actually, when we talk about tools and working with clay, your hands are your best tool. Okay, so now we have red and orange. Take some yellow and put it with the blue. So red and yellow made orange, red and blue made purple, blue and yellow is going to make and if you like that swirly, you can just leave it the swirly, but if you continue to work it, you're going to get green. You see the green starting to come up? So this clay It's called Model Magic. It's very, very versatile. You can use it for lots of things. This is how you make beads. I'm going to take a little piece, nice green bead. Take a skewer or something that'll go sharp through it. Put that through it and let it sit and dry, and then you'd have a bead. Okay, let's get on with our pinch pot. So let's do a pinch pot in white. Like I said, this was the simplest pots. People all over the world started making their vessels, their cups, their pots that they cooked in or they stored their grain. They would keep them in pinch pots until things got more elaborate. Okay, so you're going to want to take your piece of clay, as large as the piece of clay you want, and make it into a circle. And then you put your thumbs into it and you start working it. Make it about the same width all the way around and shape it into a pot. Now you can take this and make marks on it. Let's make the marks on the inside. Make marks. Make some cross hatches. Any design that you want. You can also, let's take some of this green, and we're going to make a coil. And we're just going to roll it out. And the way I made this one, you can just make little coils. Now you can make them either round and round and round. Oops. Okay, when you make your coils, you gotta make sure they don't stick together. So you can start it like this. A coil pot is another way that pots were made, and you can just start rolling it. So you have enough for a base. And you can either leave it coiled, or you can smooth it out so that it looks flat. It's up to you. Okay, let's take another color. Let's take this orange. Now, when we talked about yellow, red, and blue being primary colors, the colors that make all other colors. When you combine them and you have green and purple and orange, those are called secondary colors. Okay, so we can keep moving around like this. And then let's take a purple. If you ever go over to Cahokia, Illinois, there's a place called the Cahokia Mounds where Native people lived about 1,000 years ago, 600 years ago. They made a lot of pots like this. There's a museum where you can see all the pots. They were called the Mississippians. They were Native Americans who came later who lived in this area who were called the Osage. And if you want to see the kind of pots they made, you can look that up too. So this is going to stay kind of floppy until it dries. But you can see, you can shape it any way you want. If you want, you can cut into it and make a little fringe. I can decorate it even more. You can use this to make masks, you can use it to make animals, you can use it to make other pots. And if you want, you can just smush it all back up together. A lot of different colors. So get a lot of colors here. And then if you want, you get a nice, long, thin, round piece. This is another way of making beads. I just cut them off. Cut them off. These kind of look like pillows. And you can skewer it again. And make beads to do anything you want with. Enjoy working with the clay. Try different things. Take a look at different kinds of pots. Make different kinds of beads. Make different kinds of animals. And enjoy this project.